The Tithe animated series is a huge embarrassment for Games Workshop. They introduced a female Adeptus Custode who looks like, honestly, one of those dudes who walks into Games Workshop and demands that you call him ma'am. It's really, really sad. And we covered all the reaction to that already. Of course, people were attacking Vera Dark for just commenting on it. Ridiculous. But ugly design, even if it didn't violate the lore, which, of course, that's the main problem, is the Warhammer powers that be these days do not care about the lore at all. It's just it looks like crap. It really does. And so now Warhammer fans are mocking Games Workshop. I really think the tide's turned, and this company's bracing for failure. I was looking at Endymion's Space Marine 2 reviews, and the game looks pretty good. I've not had an opportunity to play it yet, but it is something that is on my list if I can get some time. And that might be the last good Warhammer 40K related product. I really think that's like the end of an era since it started development a few years ago. And everything that's going to be in development from here forward is just going to be some kind of like woke nightmare where they're trying to replace their wargaming hobby group with the modern audiences who really aren't there. I mean, you got a handful of them, but most of those people are just like little clout goblins like Kaya online. Hi, Kaya. Who don't actually care about the game. They're just there to build their little influencer spheres, and they don't really spend much money on the hobbies. They try to get a bunch of free stuff is how it ends up working out. And so bad choices, neglecting your target market, causing problems. We're going to get into the super, super funny meme that's being developed here by real Warhammer 40K fans in just a moment. My name's John Delarose, everybody. I love military science fiction. I've been a writer of it for a long, long time and am in science fiction fandom. Big Horus Heresy fan. Dan Abnett is my favorite writer within the Warhammer group. And I would love for you to hit the like and subscribe button. Join us here. Thank you guys so much for being part of this community, which is growing like crazy. We just hit 33,000 subs this morning, so thank you so much. And as I said, I'm an author myself. This is my MilSF trilogy. It's called Justified Saga of the Nano Templar. It's crusading in space. You're going to absolutely love this if you like the Black Library, the old stuff, because we just did it. We did it right, unlike the new modern authors that they have over there. It's a great alternative for you. I have a full trilogy online, so you can check it out right here. You can grab the whole series and read that this weekend. And we'll be doing more with this soon enough. I'm in the middle of another novel right now, but it's all science fiction related. You'll love this, and this is a great spot to be if you are a fan of sci-fi books. I'll put this in the description below. Thank you guys so much for supporting. It's been huge these last couple of months. I appreciate you for being there. So numerous Warhammer 40K hobbyists have taken to mocking Games Workshop for scrapping its Warhammer 40K lore, making female Adeptus Custodes and claiming they always existed. And that's really the most insulting part about this, the claiming they always existed. And I've even seen it, the thing is, like, Warhammer 40K fans are very, very dedicated, and they're actually very, very tolerant of even minute changes. And I saw, I'm in a Facebook group called Warhammer 40K Heresy Posting, which is a great, great Facebook group. Somebody in there was talking about, hey, if they just, made something where they said, okay, here's why we're adding female Adeptus Custodes and made that part of the lore, it really wouldn't have bothered me that much. But the whole point is they told us it was always this way when it was clearly written in the lore that it was not always this way. It's gaslighting fans. It's causing problems. It's just laziness. It is lazy writing. Now, Adeptus Custodes don't need females to begin with. They already have the Sisters of Battle. I mean, there's just no reason to do this. And just to corrupt something like this when you can have your little, female deal anyway, and it doesn't cause any problems. It's insane again, but this is what they do. Everything has to be the Force is female, my friends. This is where it all comes from. Let's be honest. And so they've done it. They've gaslit everybody, and it's annoyed the hell out of people, of course. And it was introduced in this codex, which says Custodian Calades. Oh, gosh, I'm going to have a problem here. Tower Valia Kesh stood on the bridge of the Cobra-class destroyer named Vigilant Flame. The warship belonged to the mighty Battlefleet Solar. And this is where it is. She lingered in the shadows at the back of the bridge, positioned at a spot where she could observe the actions of every crew member, be they in instrumentation pits, at the armament shrines, or, in the case of Shipmaster Lethwick, stood ramrod straight before his command throne. So they threw this into the codex. And, a lot of people at first were like, oh, well, they're not going to make figures of this. This is just a quick reference. Not a big deal. But they always double down. You got to remember, when they did this and they said there have always been female custodians because they got some pushback and lied to fans, changed the Warhammer Wiki to try to pretend it was always this way. This is when it started getting worse. And it is a rule. SJWs always double down. So if you think they're just going to drop it because it's causing them sales losses, that there's problems going on with the community, that nobody wants to deal with this anymore, they won't. And of course, the rules in 1987 made clear that they were just males. They said these men never leave Earth. They rarely leave the Imperial Palace. And there you go. Pretty simple. So that's the history. If you've not noticed this, they're changing things to, of course, feminize everything. They're changing things in order to add pronouns and crap like that, because that's happening too. I did a video on Warhammer Fantasy last week. If you guys want to go watch the they, them pronouns that they're adding to stuff too. Absolutely crazy. But it's getting mocked. And of course, everybody, when they saw this in the tithes, laughed at it. Everybody was making fun of this ridiculous looking character right here. Like I said, looks like a call me ma'am, right? Oh gosh. Really, really funny stuff. And so they say that we sometimes call these gaps, and they're quite intentional. They let you as collectors and players and fans fill the spaces with your own characters, stories, and narratives, making the Warhammer hobby truly yours. So this is kind of the excuse they're using to go out there and say that it's always been this way, and that there's gaps between the lore, which weren't there. My gosh, you wouldn't be able to tell it's a woman from the back here. It's really funny, but it's going crazy. So this is really, really funny. This came from Horus Galaxy on Reddit. Something actually good came out of Reddit for once. Wow. This is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my whole life, and this is why we're making the video. The books never stated that orcs can't be Custodes, and that is mocking the Games Workshop official proclamation, saying there's the gaps between the lore, that everybody can kind of make their own vision of things. So yes, making orcs into Custodes would be the next step. And, if they're going to follow the whole Rings of Power sort of situation where these poor immigrant orcs are just trying to raise their babies in peace and, sacrifice human and flesh rituals, just, carve out their own little spot in in Middle-earth, why not? Why not just go all the way and just say the orcs in Warhammer 40K are just as valid Space Marines as anybody else? I mean, there's no reason to purge the Xenos anymore. We're not xenophobic anymore. We want to have an inclusive Warhammer 40K society. The God Emperor wants to bring all races and genders into his domain. Wouldn't that be special? And this is what they did. They literally did this with the Adeptus Custodes, and this honestly just blows out just one image with just a quick line. Anything Games Workshop's attempted to do over the last year, maybe two, maybe three, because they act like this. This is a absurd, funny post, but this is the truth of how they act in their sort of internal crap. They want to just do this kind of thing to destroy the lore, and they just think they can get away with it because they think the politics are more important than the actual games. So the comments loved this, of course. Yeah. Pretty sure there have always been Orky Custodes. They just haven't been mentioned in any of the lore books, codex, models, films, animation, design discussions, or illustrations, you orc-phobe. Orc-phobe. In reality, all Custodes are orcs. It's a translation mistake in the part of the books. They read, all Custodes begin their lives as infant sons of the noble houses of Terra. The correct translation is, all Custodes begin their lives as infant boys of the noble houses of Terra. If you're not familiar with the setting and the language, it could be an easy mistake. So funny. So funny. Yeah, this is an amusing sort of thing. And this is what you got to do. This is how we defeat these people. We mock what's ridiculous about what they do. Don't buy their stupid figures. Don't pay for the stupid service to get the Tithes animated series. it will have an impact. You can have an impact. We've seen it across gaming, and the more we mock it, the more we just point out the absurdity of it, the more fans tune out, and things eventually change. Either they're going to collapse under their own weight, and another game will rise up, or somebody in this company will be forced to make a change. So that's what we got to do. Stand firm for the Emperor. All right, leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Hit the like and subscribe button. Of course, join us here. And please check out Justified and its 2 sequels this weekend. I would love for you to start reading, having some fun with us. Thank you guys for being there. We'll be back soon.